Hello kids, today we'll be using a piece of paper and a pencil. Please take that out. Please take out a piece of paper and pencil. We will be making a value scale. If you have a black marker, you can take that out. The black marker is optional. You can use the black marker to make your boxes and the pencil to color the boxes in. The boxes of our value scale. This is a value scale. It shows dark to light. Value is the lightness or darkness of a color. Dark to light. Dark, medium, light. Dark, medium dark, medium, medium light, and light. We have to make 3 value scales. Let's begin. Please take your pencil or marker. If you're using a pencil, you can erase. If you use a marker, you cannot erase. And let's draw a straight line down a little bit. And then a straight line all the way across. This is a value bar we're making, a nice bar. And then a line down, not too long. Make sure it matches this one, not too long. And then a line across. Now, let's go in the middle of our box and add our lines. We need 5 spaces. So, let's make the first small square box and go down to the end and make another one. And remember that you need 3 inside here. So since you need 3 inside here, let's put not a line in the middle because that would only be 4. But let's put a line here to make 5 boxes and a line here. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's make another value bar. We're going to make all of them now. Our next value bar is going to have a smaller space. It doesn't have to be as big. We will be coloring these in, shading these in. Check it out. Now my lines can just go underneath here. Now let's make our last value bar. It's going to be the same size. You can make it big or small. It's up to you. I'm going to make mine fill up the paper. Make sure it fills up the paper. Across, take your time. And down. Notice how I use the broad side of the marker for this big box down here, this big bar, value bar. Now I'll add my lines. There's a trick. To the last one, we have to have 10 boxes. See that? 10 boxes on the last one. Whoa, 10 boxes. Yep. So I'm going to split mine up. I have 5. I'm splitting them up. So you know what that makes. Splitting them in half, it makes 10. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, and we're ready to go. Right here, you can write the word dark. Beautiful dark. Right here, you can write your word medium. Beautiful medium. And right here, you can write your word light. Beautiful light. This might seem like a plain lesson, but all of the colors that come from our pencil, all of the values that come from our pencil are very important. We need them in drawing. This is going to help us with drawing realistically, shading realistically with pencil. Let's begin by shading our first box very dark. That means my wrist is planted down to the paper. My wrist is on my paper. And I am letting the pencil fill the space, the pencil tip. Filling in all the white specks. I'm not pressing too hard, even though I need this to be very dark. I'm going to add another coat. Don't go outside of your box. Stay in the lines. That's why it's easier to go slower near the edges so that you don't jump out of the box. Now I'm going to put another coat on this to make this as dark as I can get it. Sometimes I see students going across after to fill in any places that were not filled in. I'm pressing a little harder now. My pencil is nice and sharpened. A sharpened pencil helps you get into the small cracks of paper that still might be showing through. Slowing my wrist down because I'm near the edge and I want to stay in the lines. And one more coat. Very firm pressure, not breaking my pencil tip. One more firm layer. And that's it for my first box. So the next box, we're going to color it in just the same, except we're going to make it a little bit what? A little bit lighter. So I'm still pressing very firmly, coloring in my whole box. Making sure my wrist is flat while I'm coloring in the box. It looks light, but I want it to be dark, but not this dark. So color your box in all the way, your second box on your value bar, but don't make it too dark. We're practicing how to use the pencil, but get many different values out of it. Value, the darkness or lightness of a color. When we share our work today, please use the vocabulary words value and shading and value bar. I think this is as light as I want to even it out a little bit. I noticed that this box looks a little bit light up here. I'm going to darken it in. You can go back and make the other boxes darker if you need to, but I don't recommend it. This is only the first and second box, so it's not that big of a problem. Because you don't want your boxes getting too dark. And you don't want your boxes to be too light. You want them to be just right. So you can test them against each other. Like this one, this can be a little bit darker. As long as it's still lighter than that, you're okay. Is it still lighter? Yeah, this is still lighter. Okay, well then darken it up a little bit more because we still have a long way to go for this value bar. Shading. Moving the pencil from left to right to fill in a space. Shading. Or moving the pencil however it's going. I'm moving diagonally right now. I'm just going to darken this little area in here a little bit more because it's still lighter. So that means I can make it darker as long as it's still lighter than this one. Did you make your boxes yet? Are you coloring in your first value bar? Do you have your dark and then dark medium? And now I'm going to do my medium. Medium dark. Not too light, not too dark. Right in the middle of the value bar. So I'm noticing that my wrist is moving faster because I'm coloring lighter. I'm not pressing down so hard. It's freer. There's more light that we're letting shine through. We're not covering it up with the graphite. Pencils are made out of graphite and clay. This is the number 2 pencil, 2HB. It's also right in the middle. It has equal parts of graphite and clay, so it's not too hard and it's not too soft, the pencil tip. It doesn't poke a hole in your paper. It's soft, but you can still get a sharp point on it that works to color in light spaces. Number 2 HB pencil is what I'm using. Most pencils are 2 HB. Those are the ones we get in school for tests and stuff. When we used to do tests with pencils, the machine would pick up the darkness of the shading. We're shading in our middle medium box. The test machine would grade the tests that were filled out with pencil bubbles, all circles. Isn't that something? Now we're doing our value bar, and we're doing the medium. I think I want to leave mine like this. It looks dark right here and dark right here, so it's not even. I'm not going to erase to make it lighter. I'm just going to try to blend it down by using a softer part of the pencil that doesn't feel so sharp. I had to turn my pencil a little bit to use a softer side that would nicely add a little layer, but not get too dark. Don't get this dark. Get a little bit what? Lighter, yep. Now I'm moving to my next box. It's my medium light box. Medium and light right in the middle of those. So I want it to be medium and I want it to be light, but not too light. So let's see. To make some room so that my wrist can move freely and my elbow is in my forearm is also on the table. And I'm working focused. Don't press too hard. It needs to remain light. Make sure you fill in the spots that are not filled in yet, and just glide across the box really slow. Don't get too dark. The most powerful value is value 1 here. It's our dark. Now we're at maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, you can call it. It's not like a paint palette when you use the values, but it's like something that you remember when you're drawing. That you have one pencil that can give you many different values of what? Of gray. Values of gray. Okay, that's it. I think I'm done now. Now I'm going to do my last box. Hold on, just one more thing here. I see little white specks that need to be filled in. Okay, that's it. Yep. Now moving to my lightest box. Very light here. Barely press it. Miss French, can I leave it blank? Don't leave it blank. Just color it very lightly. I messed up. I feel like I want to erase. It's not even. So I'm going to have to go back and make this one a little bit darker in a minute. Leave it as light as you can. But it still has to be even. That means it all has to look the same. Can't be dark up here like mine is right now. I want to erase it, but I'm not. I'm just going to and start over, but I'm not. I'm just gonna fill it in more evenly. Okay, now I'll make this one a little bit darker. Even coloring the whole box. Some kids color like this to get it even, and then they erase after. But I guess it's a little late to tell you that, because now it's time to move on to our next value scale, our next value bar. Okay. Now I gotta even these out. That's what happens. You have to go backwards and make this one a little bit darker now. There we go. That's my value scale. Dark to light. Oh, look at, I see this needs some more layers over here, layers of value. Bring it up, bring it down a little bit, or up in darkness. All right. Now for our next value bar, I want you to use a crayon. I just thought of that because we have enough pencil work. This was enough in pencil. Now take any color crayon you want. I'm gonna choose black. And just like before, starting with my first box, very dark. Can't go out of the box with crayon because you can't erase it. So try to color in the box the best that you can by making it even and staying in the lines. So today we use marker, pencil, crayon. If you don't have this stuff, you can use all pencil. Then the next box, just a little bit lighter. Don't press too hard. Don't press hard. Just do light shading. And keep adding more layers until it looks like it's just dark enough, but not as dark as that. Not as dark as the one before. And then move to your next box, a little bit lighter. Keep moving your hand back so that you won't get stuck. Keep it moving. Now a little bit lighter. See if I can do it. In one movement. See if I could do it in one try. Okay, keep going. Press softly. All right, in the last box, very light. I'm barely pressing on the crayon. And it's evenly colored. I want to darken this one up a little bit. I'm going to put some wax crayon down on it. I'm going to take my crayon and see if I can make this one darker too. Yep. Oh, I broke my crayon. So be careful not to do that. I want to buy another box now. Do not press too hard. You break your crayon. And that's not fun unless you want them to be shorter. All right, looks good to me. Now, I want to show you something special. Please take your black marker, or you can use your pencil or crayon. For every box here, I'm going to use marker, but I'm going to use lines that are close together to make value, because markers just have one value. If you put the marker down, the paper soaks up the ink, and that's all you can do. The minute you put the marker down, the paper soaks up the ink, see? See? So it's like you can't control the value unless you put lines really close together and show more of the paper as you go on. This looks a little light, so I'm going to add some more lines between the lines that are already there. This is your gross motor skills and your fine motor skills. So make sure your wrist is on the table and your paper is flat and one hand holds it still. Now, let's see here. Making lines again. This is hatching. Diagonal lines very close together is called hatching. Just like an egg hatching. Hatching. What? Hatching. Diagonal lines close together. Hatching. As I go on, I'm leaving more white paper showing. Putting less lines. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 lines. And here I'm going to add some more. 1, 2 more. Okay. 3. Okay. All right, that's fine. 1 more here. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little less lines, like maybe like 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Here I'm going to put 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here I'm going to put 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're starting to spread out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here I'm going to put 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here I'll put 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here I'll put 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here I'll put just 2 diagonal lines. 1, 2. Wow. Good work. When you're finished, put your name at the bottom. I'm going to just use marker. And that's it. So we have our 3 value bars or value scales that show dark to light, dark to light, dark to light. We used pencil, crayon, and marker. Be prepared to show your work. Dojo points are being given for people that are sitting tall. Their camera was on and is on, and they're working hard to finish their 3 value scales. When it's time for us to share our work, I'll let you know when to raise your hand in Zoom. You have to raise your hand in Zoom, you have to use some vocabulary, and you have to talk about it. Hi, my name is Miss French, and this is my value scales work. I made a value scale at the top, the middle, and the bottom using pencil, crayon, and marker. At the bottom, I was very surprised that I came up with this mathematical way to make the spots, the boxes, look lighter as I go on by counting my lines. Thank you. Okay, everyone, thanks. Please finish up your work and be prepared to share. Bye.